What is this tool? My father-in-law picked this up and he is dying to know what it was used for. The text on the side says, patented August 10th, 1915. My first thought was a staple puller, or a nail puller of some sort, but to be honest, I really have no idea. My father-in-law and I would sincerely and genuinely appreciate any and all helpful insights or information. It's an antique hog snout cutter, a tool used to cut out a portion of a hog's nose to prevent rooting, designed in such a way as to prevent it from growing back together. It was patented on August 10th, 1915, by Henry M. Shear of Quincy, Illinois. With hogs' long and strong snouts, they dug holes deep enough to allow their escape under fences. Farmers then tried putting one or more wire rings in the hog's nose, a practice known as ringing. The rings supposedly made the snout tender so that hogs could not root aggressively enough to escape their enclosure. Rings worked well in the north, where the soil was hard and compacted, but were less effective in sandy soil. Ringed pigs in the south were still able to escape. So, farmers came up with a pig snouter. Snouters were used to cut, or notch, the hard, durable outer ridge of the pig's snout. The tool cut a slice at least half an inch wide in the center of the ridge that never grew back together. Although notched, the snout was still useful in foraging for food, but it could no longer dig deep depressions. What is this mystery tool from Germany? I've had this tool floating around for years. I got it in a box of junk from a relative in Germany. There is a number 23 on one side, which could be centimeters, and no other markings. What would you use this for? It's an early 20th century Bergmann pipe pliers, used for bending old-style electrical cable. The cable was a sort of metallic sheath, hence the bending pliers. These pliers were used to press closely spaced notches into the inside of the desired bend, shortening the pipe and creating a curve. It was invented by Sigmund Bergmann. He was German but emigrated to America, where he was in a partnership with Edison. He returned to Germany just before World War I. What is this weird spike in a hotel room bathroom sink with a hole in it? It's an older building, probably mid-century or earlier. It is about 8 to 11 inches long, very hefty, but not sharp enough for what I'd think an ice pick would be, though it's possible. The front desk had no idea, and Google has not been helpful. What is this for? I actually know where this is. We used it to hang towels at the sink edge during our stay. Until I Googled some photos of the hotel and found out that it's a bud vase. It's removable, so you can dump the water out and refill it. What is this small, fine-pointed device I found in a desk drawer many years ago? I found this at my grandparents' as a kid, so I assume it is at least 50 years old. The point retracts fully inside, by twisting just above the tip. I'm guessing it might be a letter opener. Any idea what it is? How long this has been in use? Or how old this one might be? It's a Victorian retractable toothpick. Tooth care became increasingly emphasized in this period, alongside etiquette manuals and grooming norms. They were made to be carried in a pocket, chatelaine, waistcoat, or handbag, much like a pen or watch key. Before mass-produced disposable toothpicks, these personal metal versions were luxury items for the wealthy. What is this some kind of toolkit I found in a basement I was helping to clean out? I'm not sure what this is at all, and it seems to be very old. What is it? And is it worth anything? It's a Gerstner & Sons machinist toolbox, from the late 1940s to early 1960s range, missing the small diamond mirror just below the label. Gerstners are collectible as hell. Here's one listed on Etsy for $1,300, and the company makes a retro version of the chest for only $1,500. What is this large white box on the deck of the cruise ship? The ship is the Disney Treasure, and this is around deck 6 on the starboard side. This structure didn't look like it could come off the boat. The inflatable lifeboats are behind it, and the large yellow ones aren't visible in this picture. I didn't see any crew going in or out, but it looks like it has doors facing the ship. Hard to see from the picture. I'm thinking maybe a control room for the other lifeboats. What do y'all think? That is an evacuation chute, which is part of the marine evacuation system. It rapidly deploys an inflatable chute, leading passengers quickly and safely down to self-inflating life rafts in emergencies. These systems feature tight openings for a quick descent, often several stories, and are designed for fast deployment with minimal crew, offering a fast, efficient alternative to lifeboats. What is this brass plate found on the wall of an old tannery, now a pub, we're at recently? The only idea we had was maybe a flag holder. Google Images did not come back with much. We also thought it looked like a little pair of underpants. It did not seem to be a bottle opener. Any ideas? It's a mount of a 1970s triple coat hook with porcelain balls. The hooks screw in for stability. Here's one showing the screws in the back. The 3 outward-facing screws go into each of the arms of the hooks, and the other 3 screws are for mounting it to the wall. What is this funky tool I found? I have no idea what it is for. Around 6 inches long, or about the size of a regular pair of pliers. It looks like a handheld press for eyelets, grommets, rivets, etc., for stuff like in cloth. Does anybody know what it is? This is an antique primer remover, also called a primer pliers, from the late 19th to the early 20th century. It is a specialized tool for removing used primers from cartridge cases for refilling. The lever's function was to push the prong, which was attached to the plier arm by a metal spring, through a corresponding hole in the jaws, thus removing the used primer. What is this very light, 20-foot or so wooden pole, with an attachment on one end? It had been on the wall of an old furniture store in New Orleans for many years. The owner of the store is deceased. It appears to be very old and made out of very light wood. I have searched the net for answers using the description, to no avail. It might be some kind of tree fruit or nut harvesting tool. I've never found out what it is, so any help would be appreciated. Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.